Hello and welcome back to my channel. If it wasn't already my entire personality, I am back with another studying abroad video.
You show me how to live love, so tell me what you're thinking of.
If you're new here, then hello, my name is Lydia and I study business management at the University of Leeds, but I've just finished studying at Copenhagen Business School in Copenhagen in Denmark for a year. If you've clicked on this video, you probably already know what a study abroad year is, but in case you don't, in the UK it is an optional additional year to your university degree. So I did my first year and my second year at Leeds, and then I've just done my third year at Copenhagen Business School, and then I'm going back in September to Leeds to do my fourth and final year of my degree. So it makes my degree 4 years when it originally would have been 3 years. This is just how Leeds does the study abroad process, but I know a lot of universities do it slightly differently, where it's more normal to just do 1 semester abroad and it's part of your degree rather than an addition to your degree. But regardless of the format that you will be studying abroad in, I wanted to share with you in this video 10 things that I wish I knew before I moved and studied abroad. Just a quick disclaimer before we start, these are all things that are based on my personal experience. The experience of everyone studying abroad will vary. Secondly, I will be telling you the hard truth in this video. I'll be telling you exactly how I found it. However, this is not to put you off studying abroad at all. Regardless of anything slightly negative that I say in this video, the overarching message that I'm trying to portray is if you are considering a study abroad year, absolutely do it. It is the best decision that I have ever made. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is thoroughly researching your options. You want to make sure that wherever you're moving to is the best fit for you. So things that you need to research before you go are cultural differences, the language that's spoken in that particular country, any social norms and customs and traditions. If you want to know the particular reasons why I chose Copenhagen, then I actually spoke through my entire thought process in my Study Abroad 101 video, which I will link up either here or here. The second thing is consider the costs of studying abroad, because it is not a cheap experience. I found that there was actually quite a lot of hidden costs in the application process, and this varies depending on the location that you're going to, but there were costs for me to get to the embassy in Manchester when I was applying for my visa. There was visa fees, then there are the costs of actually moving over there, so your flight, your luggage that you're checking in, anything that you might be shipping over via a courier service, and then once you're actually living in your location, it might be a more expensive city than you're used to. I lived in Copenhagen, so everything was about double the price for me, but even if you're not living in such an expensive place, you probably will do other trips when you're there. You'll probably also be eating out more, doing more fun activities more, especially in the first few weeks. You're going to want to explore the city or place that you just moved to. You're going to want to do those touristy things, so these are probably going to cost money. The third thing that you need to know before you move is you need to be incredibly organized. There is a whole lot of paperwork involved in moving abroad. You need to make sure that you've got a passport, or you get your passport renewed if it needs renewing. You need to get a visa. You might need to get travel and health insurance. You probably need to actually apply to the host university. You probably need to apply for housing when you're there, and all of these things are likely to have deadlines that you need to adhere to if you want the process to run as smoothly as possible. Once again, I talked more in detail about the specific things that I needed to apply for in my Study Abroad 101 video. The fourth thing that I wish I knew was not to overpack. Do not make my mistake and pack all of your belongings and bring them with you, because the likelihood is that you're gonna go shopping, you're gonna buy things when you're there, and if you buy things when you're there and take a lot of stuff with you, when you move back you will find that you suddenly have double the belongings. The fifth thing that I wish I knew before I moved is it's not easy. Studying abroad and moving to a completely new country is not an easy task, and you will face a lot of challenges that you didn't expect or you've never had to face before. Obviously on social media all you see when people are studying abroad is the more glamorous side to it. You see them having fun, traveling, meeting all these new people, and it is like that, don't get me wrong, but there are also a lot of challenges behind the scenes. You may experience culture shock. Being in a new environment where you don't know the language can be quite overwhelming. You'll have to find a completely new set of friends. The teaching style may be completely different, the exam style may be different, the general lifestyle may be different of the country. However, don't worry, this is all part of the process, and this is how you really learn a lot from your study abroad year. One of the biggest challenges that you'll probably face, and this is point number 6 that I wanted to talk about, is you'll probably feel lonely at certain points and you'll probably feel quite homesick. Once again, I think this is something that isn't really shown on social media, but it's a very, very common feeling, and take this from me and take this from all the people that I also knew that felt this way. It's very normal and very natural to feel lonely and homesick. You have essentially left behind for a semester or a year your entire family, friends, a potential partner that you have, and of course you're gonna miss them. I didn't really accept that I missed them for a long time, which isn't a healthy mindset, because I kind of thought that if I felt homesick I had failed my study abroad year, because I didn't realise quite how natural it was to miss those people. So take this from me, please reach out to those people if you miss them. Go home if it's something that you're able to do for a couple of days or so, but also do acknowledge that this is once again part of the process, and remember your goals and why you went on study abroad in the first place, because a lot of your experience is shaped by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, which is point number 7. The more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, genuinely the more that you will get out of your experience. Especially the first few days, the first week can be incredibly daunting and scary. As I mentioned, nothing is easy within this time. For example, I remember on day 2 or something of moving to Denmark, pushing myself to go down to this mixer that was happening in my accommodation, and I was completely on my own. I knew no one in the building. I was terrified really, but I pushed myself to go and meet people, and that one evening really shaped the rest of my study abroad experience. So I'm so grateful that I pushed myself out of my comfort zone there, and also I can guarantee you that everything will be 10 times scarier in your head than it ever will be in person. Number 8 is a little bit of a weird one. I don't really know how to phrase this, but basically it's okay if you don't find your best friends for life on your study abroad year. You will meet such a vast variety of people that it's completely normal to not gel with everyone. This was quite a hard lesson for me to learn personally in the first semester, because I am such a people pleaser that I really struggled when I wasn't instantly gelling with everyone that I met. But this year has really taught me that I can't please everyone in that sense. I won't be everyone's cup of tea, and not everyone else will be my cup of tea. But you just need to make sure to be yourself, and you will eventually find your people. So number 9 only really applies if you're doing a year-long exchange, which is very common in UK universities, but not very common elsewhere, which is something that I did not realise. Most of the people that you'll meet in your first semester will probably leave at the end of December, because it's more the norm to just do a single semester studying abroad. So for people like me, where I'm there the whole year, I actually found this quite a disorientating and unsettling experience, because by the time I had settled in first semester and made all my friends and done all these amazing things, everyone left in December, and when I came back in January, it was pretty much an entirely new group of people. So you kind of have to do the whole experience again of meeting lots of new people and making new friends, which is absolutely fine. But the only difference was in second semester, I was obviously already familiar with where I was living because I'd moved back to Copenhagen. I hadn't gone anywhere new. Whereas for all the people that had just moved there, it was a completely new city. They were obviously very excited to explore, just as I had been in the first semester. But because of this difference in experience, I guess, and newness, I found it quite hard to integrate in the first few weeks. But this might just be a very personal experience, but it's something that no one really told me. Ending on a very positive note though, number 10 is it will probably change your entire life plan. It sounds so cliche, but studying abroad opened my eyes in so many different ways. I've always loved traveling, but there's something about living somewhere that really allows you to engage and absorb a new culture. And honestly, it's a little bit like an addiction. Once you start, you don't want to stop. Now I just want to live in so many different places and experience all of these different cultures and different ways of life. But yeah, those are the 10 things I wish I knew before I moved and studied abroad. I hope that this has been useful if it's something that you're considering, and I really hope that I haven't put you off. As I said at the start of the video, this was just to make you think and to give you some things to bear in mind, because they were all things that I essentially had to learn the hard way. So if I can help anyone that is going to go and do it, then I feel like I should. I basically vlogged my entire experience studying abroad as well, so if you haven't watched any of those videos, I will link the playlist with all of those vlogs in it. And if you're into traveling like me, then I've got a whole exciting summer of traveling coming up, so make sure that you're subscribed so you can see all of those vlogs, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!